What is happening, people of the world? Welcome back to another episode of the Whiskey and White Show with me, your host, Tommy Mac. And today, I'm on my own because the Matey Celt is stateside. So,
Straight whiskey
episode once again. But we're joined today by a very special guest. This man is heading stateside himself very soon. The hard-hitting, the Belfast Cinderella man. Give it up for your ABO champion of the world, Mr. PADRAIG McCRORY.
We'll say former champion.
Former champion.
But,
he relinquished the belt. He never lost it. He fucking just gave it back.
Never lost it in the ring.
So, PADRAIG, talk to us a wee bit. Obviously, we'll get into a wee bit more about your backstory, but hot news in the next, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
You're heading to Florida. How do you feel about the big fight? Tell us about the fight.
Mate, it's a big fight. It's against Edgar Berlanga, the monster they call him. Listen, it's a big ask, but we're going through the confidence and we're going to chin him.
Yeah, I fancy you big time. Like, I'm not just saying that because you're my mate, but I've watched your man Berlanga and he's not an outstanding boxer, but he has power. But he's there to be hit, and I've seen a couple of clips of him getting dropped and getting hurt. And if somebody's going to hurt you, it's going to be the hammer.
Well, that's like I'm really hoping for that. But he's a big puncher himself. The thing is, it's called the shootout, and I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be me or him going, and let's pray to God it's him.
Is it top of the bill?
Main event.
Unreal. Any belts on the line?
Not at the minute, but I hear there may be something on the line, yeah.
Yeah. Unreal. So, I said you were a Cinderella man, and, you know, the reason why I would say it, for anyone who doesn't know, PADRAIG has been boxing from his child, but you were saying before we turned the cameras on, you fell away from boxing for a while, so just take us through the story. How did you get into boxing, and where did you box first?
Started boxing in St. Agnes, one of the most famous clubs in West Belfast. After Oliver Plunkett, obviously.
Yeah, obviously.
Actually,
well, that Agnes is probably a wee bit more friends because it's part of Dominic Savio.
Yeah. But firstly, it's good to be on the biggest podcast in the country.
100%.
I've been on the second biggest podcast, Shane Todd.
Yeah.
He with me, but now I'm on the main. Now I'm on the number one podcast.
Exactly.
So
it's all about claiming the ranks.
yeah.
Shane will get that.
Hello, Shane.
Maybe
keep plugging away. I'm talking today myself.
Yeah. No. So I started boxing at the age of 14.
14? That's a wee bit late. I
late.
thought you were.
No, late today. All the lads are a bit younger than me. I'm a bit older than you, Tommy.
Yeah, I know.
35, 36 this year. All the lads were going to the gym. There was about 10 of us. Well, there was 10 of them, but they get picked up outside my house at the top of my street in a bus that was for like school. And they were like, come on. So I just jumped on it one day and away we went to St. Agnes and the rest is history.
The rest is history. And when you got there, did you just instantly love it, or were you like just...
Well, my dad was a boxer as well. Like, so, he was a boxer. He boxed till he was about 15. I think
so he retired when you just started.
I think in Belfast, once you go in the boxing gym once, you're then a boxer. Aren't
yeah,
you?
100%. Yeah.
Nah, he boxed and he brought us for like a month before the troubles. But then walking in St. Agnes was it was a great place because it was packed full of St. James people, like, and it was the first night you were in sparring.
First night
in sparring, and there's nobody at all could handle a hammer.
Serious?
Nobody.
It's because you were 14, everyone else was 10.
Rory Dalton, flybit. No, but I fought. I was there, and I think my first fight was about 6 weeks later. So
that's the thing about Belfast boxing clubs, and I think that's probably why we're so successful. Like, you're straight in, there's no messing.
No.
Like, the first night you were sparring, a couple of weeks later you get a fight.
Yeah.
I think in England and America you were there for a couple of years before they go, right, we'll
yeah, because anybody I speak to, like in England, they speak like they had a big long amateur like career, and they've had like 50 fights.
I know, it's like, what are you talking about? Having 50
anybody. It was like week in, week out.
Yeah.
Oliver Plunkett Club show, St. Agnes Club show, Clonard Club show. You think you're fighting every week.
Always. I remember your big brother boxing. Was he there before you, or did you go together?
He came a bit after me.
Did he?
Alec the Balak, yeah. He was actually Alec. So my dad would always say like, Alec's the tough one, and I was the better boxer. But he actually left boxing because of me. We were sparring one night, and I clipped him a few shots, and he's a bad temper. So he whipped the gloves off, whipped the headgear off, and says, "Right, let's go."
Did he?
And Frankie McCord said, "Sling your hook."
And do you know that is usually the case with brothers. They try and separate brothers from sparring because it always gets heated.
Yeah,
I like the Balak.
Alec the Balak never come back.
Never come back.
And he, every now and again, he still tries to have a go.
Does he? Jesus Christ! You're barking up a wrong tree.
He wants to take the crown.
So you start off in St Agnes's, and you were there with, you mentioned Rory Dalton.
D. Walsh.
And D. Walsh, who's now training you.
Yeah.
So when Frankie left the club, did you leave because Frankie left?
Yeah, Frankie left.
He opened his own club. I remember.
Frankie left, and we went to a place called St John's. St John's. It was a wee small. It had like a 4-foot boxing ring and 2 bags. So it was me, Rory, and D, and a guy called Mealy Connors.
Mealy, yep.
Mealy Bus Stop Connors.
Mealy Bus Stop Connors. Because you wouldn't bring him to a bus stop.
He qualified for the All Irelands, and Frankie McCord said, "All Irelands? I wouldn't bring him to a bus stop." And he went and won them. He went and won them.
Or 2 in a row.
He went and won them. So, yeah, so we went to St John's, and then kind of Rory and D went to Holy Trinity after for like a while, and then Rory stayed on, and I kind of like floated in out of boxing, like never really had the dedication.
Yeah, were you doing anything outside of boxing that was taking your attention away, or?
No, not really. I have a real lazy personality.
Yeah.
I was playing a bit of football, playing a bit of Gaelic, but in terms of boxing, it was just it was hard work, and as a kid, I was never really into hard work.
Yeah, fuck's sake, who is? Well, I think as a kid, for me, it wasn't too bad because you're young, you're full of energy, and you're like, but I feel like, well, you're kind of doing it the opposite way. The older you get, the more like you go, this is hectic. Where the older you're getting, you're going, right.
I'm enjoying it now. I feel like I'm getting success because I'm outlasting everybody. Just everybody else is dropping away, and I'm still about.
Yeah, longevity.
But
and did you end up going to Holy Trinity? Then
we went to Holy Trinity. Yeah. So I've actually boxed in nearly every club in Belfast. So after Frankie left boxing, I was in the Mac for a fight and Holy Family for a fight, only because they brought me to America. Yeah, they brought me to America, yeah.
Oh, they brought me as well. What a trip, guys.
And Jerry Story got me my first and only Irish fist, because I never won an Irish title. So Jerry, he pulled a few strings and says...
Got the trip?
Yeah.
Who'd you box against? For the Ireland?
Ireland for England. It was kind of like Ray Murnett's club show, but they labelled it Ireland for England, and they gave Ireland vest. Yeah. So I have an Ireland vest, but I can't find it, which is my biggest regret in boxing.
Like anyone knows where it is, fucking send it him.
And if you're wearing it, I know it's my one.
Kanye West probably has it.
I don't know. Kanye West, I don't know.
The O'Neills, man.
Check his wardrobe. That's sick. Do you remember who you boxed in America at him?
No, some.
Because there's a couple of big names.
No, he wasn't great. I think they set it up. I think they said I was a novice because there was no real record of me.
Yeah.
Because I was so inconsistent, and I went and beat someone up, and it felt good. But a strange story. Like, America's a massive place, obviously, hundreds of millions of people, and I'd fought in a place called Wildwood.
Yep.
And I was standing there, and an American, like a random American guy, come up to me and said, "Yeah, your name's McCrory." I don't want to do accents because I'm
Go ahead, that was a good one.
I can probably speak myself, never mind do accents. And your name McCrory? And I says, yeah. And he says, "Do you know Emmett McCrory?" And I says, "Emmett's my brother. Like, how do you know him?" And he says, "Well, Emmett was over. So back in the 90s, there was like families that were affected by the Troubles. Affected by the Troubles, went to a family and done like a few weeks in America. So my brother had went to his family, and strangely enough, where I fought,
and you just met him.
He was there watching. So
brilliant.
It was an off chance, but yeah, it was a mad trip. Like, got in trouble with maybe some some police and all over there. Like, it was crazy. Like,
They take a boy to St James's, you know.
It's mad that though, like anywhere you go, you know, like that you'd be on holiday in Turkey, Spain, fucking Australia, and somebody comes up to you and goes, "Here, you're from Ireland, do you know thing?" And you're like, "See, cousin Mary, it doesn't mean I know." So, and then they go,
"Actually, I do."
But I actually, fuck, I don't know.
that's my brother. Yeah,
no, you're talking about that whale route trip. That's one I went on too, and same thing. Holy Family. I don't want to like spoil it for anyone else, but there must be at this all the time saying someone's a novice when they're experienced, because they've done that with me.
I was very
thankful. And he's like, he's only a novice. I went over. I was meant to fight this guy who'd come down from New Jersey, and he was Wadewood is technically in New Jersey, but he was from on up, and he'd only had 3 fights, but I was fucking senior champion, and you know I'd done a lot, and Joey Dwago, who was world youth champion,
he was there when
he was there. So he come down, and I knew him from a world championship. So we went to the same one where he got the gold medal and I got a bronze medal, and he come down and was looking at the program and went, "Nah, you can't fight that guy. He's got too much experience." And he come down and was talking to me. He says, "Tommy, you can't fight this guy." He's like, "Fuck's sake, Joey." He's like, so he says, "Nah, Tommy's fucking a world fucking medalist." And so the fight get called off, and then I says, "I'll do an exhibition then." And then Jamal was like, "Nah, fuck it." So I ended up going over, spent 2 weeks over, and didn't even have a fight. But it was a brilliant wee holiday.
Very good. Yeah, they looked after us.
Yeah,
like massively. Like, and we stayed in a house. And
who did you stay with? Mary Huff.
Mary Huff.
Oh, I saw that.
And John's passed away.
I know. R.I.P. Shout out Granny Mary.
Granny Mary Huff. Yeah.
She talks to me sometimes on Instagram.
Yeah, I speak to her still. But it's mad because Joy DeWego.
Yeah.
Apparently he was the man that caused all AJ's sort of vulnerabilities. Apparently he knocked them out in sparring.
So, like, see, Joy DeWego, he is unreal.
Yeah,
like,
very good.
And like I said, he was a world champion 2008 as an amateur, and his record, he's took a couple of losses as a pro, but I think he's just, similar to me, where he's just taking fights and he say it doesn't matter, like, because I hear about him going and sparring and he's always laying a smackdown, but when he gets these last those fights, sometimes he's not ready and sometimes he is.
Difficult, no, because I remember speaking to him, and I remember people saying that he fought maybe Kieran McCauley, Coco.
Yeah.
And he was a star back when we were growing up, like, and apparently he beat him well, like, so and I knew he was good.
Yeah, Joy, and he's still going nice. Shout out Joy. And so you went from where, Padraig, the Holy Trinity, and you were boxing. You were still half in, half out of the Holy Trinity.
Yeah.
And then what happened? You went pro in after, like, not being your heart not in it.
I stopped boxing then for 4 years, and then I went back to Glen. Paul Heron took me in. There was no club going to take me in. I had like 3.5 weeks notice, and I said that I wanted to fight in the Ulster Seniors or Elites. Now it is. And Paul said, "If you show up every day, we'll put you in." And I went in, and then I won them. Caused a bit of like controversy, a wee bit of a story. We just got a wee bit of hype going, and then I didn't get going to Commonwealth Games, and I thought, do I stay like amateur? Because boxing's hard to get away from. It's a sport where if you're in it, you think you can keep doing it forever. So I thought I want to give pro a go, and Jared Healy and Joe Hillerby and stuff were signing with Kieran Farrell. They were signing with Kieran Farrell, so I got in touch with Ray and Dean Kieran and signed pro. And again, I thought I'll have a fight or two and just filter away. Just filter away, like, and then I started knocking people out, and it grew. And then I found out that so I got married in March 2017. I found out a few weeks later that my wife was pregnant, and I was like,
"Oh man, who done it? Who done it?"
It was the wedding night. Well, it had to be me, unless you snuck out in America somewhere. I don't know, but we were on honeymoon for 3 weeks. But so found out she was pregnant, and I was like, I can really give this a go and give my
provide for your
wife and kid and then family something proud of. So.
And then how did they link up? Who was training first when you turned pro?
Ray and Dee were they were the coaches. Dee then stepped away, and it was just Ray and then Mark came in, and then I've had a few help like help from a few different sort of like S&C coaches, but at the start it was mainly Ray Ginley.
Yeah. And then, how did you end up going back in with your childhood friend and who's your head coach now? How did that come around?
So Ray then opened up Tribe, opened up a business, and his time was precious, and it was only me then, and I enjoy sort of like the team sort of bond, like where it's not just me.
Yeah.
And there's like people to bounce off. So then they had a good stable. He'd plenty of fighters. And Ray, like I say, Ray had Tribe and he was trying to build it and expand that. So we came to the agreement that I was going to go like the D and Ray was going to then focus on his business.
Yeah. So, and then it's worked out well. And you and D's partnership, you know, my last fight, I know I lost, but it was the best camp I've ever had. And it was training with
your friends,
with my friends. And because obviously D would be in the same position as Paddy with me, Paddy and Ginn, where we boxed together as kids. They know the game and they know D knows you as a person, so he knows how to get the best out of you, and you trust him, and he's love each other as friends, and it was just like. And
the thing is, like they know when you're bullshitting as well. Like if you say, "Here, do you know what? I have this," they're like, "Stop bullshitting, let's go." Like, come on. And I think, like for me, like the relationship and the bond's been like a massive part of my career. Like,
yeah, definitely, and it's went great, and now you've went from having 1 or 2 fights to now headlining the show stateside, which is the dream, like for all boxers. You want to box in America, and you want to headline shows.
Yeah. From the Falls of Florida,
unbelievable, unreal.
The Devonish, danger, the Devonish,
danger, the Dev, the friggin' shootout and
the shootout in Florida.
Have you got many people going over?
Yeah, I think I've ordered over 60 tickets. For Florida, that's massive.
There must
for me.
be some money down at St James's. Oh, good, 60 people heading out.
60 people. There really only left. No, I think they're all chipping in, and then there's Sam one away. No, there's about 60 going. So, and then there's a few from Canada. I've friends and family in Canada, and the guy from like Wildwood. Yeah, he's heading. So.
Is he? Oh, yeah, brilliant.
So the guy that I was saying about brother, he's going.
So, another thing, just to get back into like stuff more personal. This is a question from Tyrone, McKenna that he sent all the way from America. How did you get the nickname Purple Hammer?
Well, it was never Purple Hammer. It was always the Hammer. It came from a local man, St James, but Purple Hammer came from Sean McComb.
Sean McComb.
Long story. Well, not a long story, but it was originally Rory Dalton. Rory Dalton had a bit of a history of having a strange hammer, and in the Holy Trinity days, Rory got purple, and then I came in, and Rory then called me Big Purple, and it just stuck with me. It just, for some reason or another, everybody got on board and just they started calling me Big Purple. It's now developed into Big Purp, and it's I'm now the aubergine. I don't know, but my wife knows that it's not true. Like
the Purple Hammer.
Do you prefer Big Purp? Do you prefer Big Purp or do you prefer the Hammer?
The Hammer, because I have to explain what Big Purp means, and it's not true.
Or the Purple Hammer.
The Purple Hammer.
You should get that in your shorts, like a Purple Hammer, just.
A big aubergine just in my leg. Sponsored by the aubergine.
Did you see Drake got his aubergine out this week?
Nah, do you know what? I've heard about it. I've saw like on Instagram like people reacting to it, but it's on Twitter. I haven't deleted my Twitter account.
I took it off.
I didn't delete the whole account. I just deleted the app because it's just spending your time. Just like fucking
access a cesspit.
Boom, just sitting there. And then you just start procrastinating.
An hour later, you're
like shit.
Yeah, that's like shit. We have a TikTok for the Whiskey and White. Make sure you go and follow it. But Tyrone runs it. Like I don't have a TikTok app on my phone either because you just end up scrolling for hours and hours and hours.
Why does Tyrone not like drop it as much as you? Like you're like shared it Whiskey and White follow, and Tyrone just.
That's a good question. That is a good question. That is the question everyone's lips.
You're like, make sure you follow Whiskey and White TikTok.
Any chance you get, fucking.
Everything.
I don't know.
Can we get that in writing, buddy?
Hello?
Mate, your freaking WhatsApp is a picture of Whiskey and White. What's Tyrone's?
Somebody has to do it. What is
Him and his family? What's that matter?
That's what it is in the ring. You don't even box anymore. In a box ring with his kids.
I don't know. I think Tyrone McKenna could make a surprise comeback, you know?
Oh, no. He wants to. You know, when he announced his retirement, he hadn't spoke about it to me or to anyone, to his wife. And I woke up the next day after a fight and just seen his Instagram post. And it was him announcing his retirement. I was like, Jesus, on retirement.
Yeah, I think that's
it was a big mistake.
And he's had a good career, so he could have took time there, like. But yeah. I don't know. I think we have.
He's an impulsive guy, and I think if he should have waited, because you know people want to see him in the ring again, and he's getting opportunities. He's getting, you know, a couple of offers for big fights.
He's exciting.
Yeah,
Tyrone's exciting. Even when he was fighting guys that he should be beating.
Oh, he turns
just fights
into, I know.
He's insane.
And there's money to be made.
Yeah.
So we'll see. There's a wee bet going on among the lads, like how long, not a serious bet, but how long do you reckon it is before Tyrone relinquishes his retirement?
It's coming. I think it's coming soon. I've heard a few whispers of potential things happening.
Potential, I know.
Yeah,
it's wild.
Let's go.
But back to you, Padraig. You went on then to win the IBO world title, and that was another big risk, you know, come out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Talk us through that. Like, what was your feeling when you got the offer for the fight first?
Yeah, so we were just about to announce me fighting in Galway for an EU title against a dangerous France guy, and we got an offer. So we were going to announce that on the Monday. On the Friday or Saturday, we got an offer from Wasserman. Do you want to fight a light heavyweight for the IBO world title? Some people will say that it's not a world title, but I'm screaming from the rooftops. It's a world title.
100%.
And I said, okay, well, what's the risk and reward? And then we weighed it up. And going to Germany it's notorious to be a very hard place to go. Yep. But we weighed it up, and we took the risk, and it paid off. Yeah, massively.
I remember talking to you before, and then I went and checked your man out because he was undefeated as well. Yeah. But I was like, nah, Portugal beat this guy. Especially his record was kind of padded. Yeah. Not padded, but he hadn't fought like at a super high level.
No.
So, you know, and I've said it on many occasions, I've shared the ring with you countless times. I know how hard you can hit. So I knew that you were going to, I was confident you were going to go over and do the business, and you did. Yeah. And I remember watching on the TV, the fight looked like it was in St. James's, never mind, Germany.
It was insane. It was like, I think it was like maybe 2,000 like Germans there, and about 200 Irish. And it seemed like it was all right about.
It really did.
Fuck it. And then the invasion in the ring after was very monumental. I mean, it was unbelievable. Like, but
was there any madness after in the celebrations?
2 days of absolute just drink. Like, it was insane. We stayed there until the Tuesday. Like, and we found a wee bar, and I still speak to the guy, but we drunk a dry. Like,
what were the Germans like? Were they sound enough for the St. James's?
Yeah, no, I think so. Like, I got out of the ring after, like, and the Germans that I spoke to, like, were sound, but apparently during the fight it was a bit sort of like risky, because he's like a Frankfurt fan, and Frankfurt fans are quite sort of like mental. Yeah.
This is all about the St. James's Swift fans. Heavy heads in the house.
Well, you were GHB or something along the lines, weren't you?
Aye.
You're an upper roader and I'm down the road.
Upper road, down the road.
You
had to wave a white flag.
You can't not confirm your involvement.
No,
we used to be mad rivals.
Rivals.
I was never really involved in, like, but upper roaders and down roaders never.
I thought you would have been LDK.
Well, I'm actually outnumbered here now. 2 down the roaders, and fucking me, my up the roader partner skedaddled to America. But there was no madness then. Like, all the celebrations passed off.
No.
Irish people never really do any madness anyway.
No, you know what? I'm I'm slightly nervous about Orlando
Why?
because I've watched a few of his fights and his. I don't know. I don't know if it's his like family or his extended family, but they go mad, and my sister's going, who's a little crazy, and she'll not take well to people slobbering about me.
Fuck's sake.
She should never take well to people slobbering about me.
So maybe she should warn her and let instead you down her back. Just pass it in the hotel.
Yeah. I'll get you a ticket, 60 quid ticket.
Are you gonna stay in Orlando for a wee while after the fight?
Yeah, so the ones that are travelling are staying to the Tuesday, so I'll just stay with them. And all being well, like as everyone wants to come in the ring safe, don't they? So it's a big fight, like, so all being well.
You should have
I'll be out on Tuesday.
got in the contract. Bring the missus and the kids over and then head up to Disneyland.
They're in Disneyland now.
Are they?
Yeah, they're in Paris at the minute.
Well, go to the friggin' real one.
The real one. Well, the real one's actually in California.
So here.
I was there
Were you?
on honeymoon. We went to Disneyland.
It's fucking cool.
Only for a day, like, but it was Anaheim. It's called.
Yeah.
We were there. It was fun. Great day. And maybe that night was when my son was conceived. Maybe.
Oh.
So that. No, I'm joking, but
It really is the Magic Kingdom.
So, providing this fight goes according to plan, they're talking about potential. What do you call him?
Canelo.
Canelo.
Eddie Hearn is the one that said it.
Yeah.
Like he's the man that makes the fights. He said, if I go to America and win, it'd be like I swum the channel and won the lotto on the same night. And if I get Canelo, it's red panty night, as McGregor says. Baby, we did it.
And let me tell you something. See, Eddie Hearn saying it. That makes it sound like it's almost an impossible task when it's really not. This fight, I think, is, you know exactly what it says in the tin, a shootout. And like I can't see going. I'm confident of he causing a big upset.
He's the bookie's favourite, isn't he? Like, and I think for a reason he is as well. Like, but there's vulnerabilities in his game, and if
He doesn't have Vera Lynn.
Well, he's been
down
chinned
and
a few
hurt,
times,
yeah.
and if I catch him the way he's been caught before, I think I can put him in a world of trouble.
Yeah. Have you ever been hurt?
I've never been dropped by a headshot.
No. Touch wood.
I've seen a few like
Stars,
flashes and stuff, like, but I recover fairly well. But he's had 16 first round knockouts, so
Against who though?
he's definitely dangerous. Like, I don't know, but
No, like listen, I don't want to take anything away from him. Dangerous guy,
yeah,
and an accomplished fighter. It seems, is he signed with Matchroom?
matchroom fighter. Yeah.
So they're like backing him big time. But I just like what you said. I see vulnerabilities in him, and I know how hard you can punch.
If they were confident, like, in what he thinks he is, he wouldn't be fighting me. He'd be fighting Munguia, or he'd be fighting like someone else. But they know that he's not the finished article, and they want to keep like getting them small step ups, and they picked the wrong man.
Yeah, definitely have. What happens after this fight then? Is that what you're going for? Canelo or one of the other champions?
Yeah, well, the likely fight I think would be like Munguia, or they have Diego Pacheco signed. But if I win the fight, there's a contract for a 2-fight deal with Matchroom.
Lovely.
So that's already sort of pre-done up already. So,
Yeah.
and if not, probably don't want to think about that. But we have plans for best case and worst case, and that's where I'm getting the sort of sneaky faves where there could be a
so
McKenna return as well.
I was seeing on Mick's Instagram where he was like putting out the feelers for like a prize fighter kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be interested in that?
If the don't worry me's right, no problem.
That's what it's all
Yeah,
about.
it's all about the don't worry me in it, and especially at the 10 years of 35, Tommy, we gotta capitalise on our opportunities.
100%. Is there any domestic fights that interest you? I know you're right on the cusp of like the world scene, but there's a couple of guys at the world level from here. You know, Luke Keeler, Jason Quigley.
They're the obvious two names. I think like anything like below that is probably taking a too big of a step back. So
would they interest you?
Of course, two very good fighters.
Yeah.
Keeler beat me in the amateurs.
Did he?
Yeah, in the amateurs, he beat me in the intermediates. Actually, I drew him, and a distant relative of mine, Paddy Fitz, he says, "Who you fighting?" I says, "Luke Keeler." And he went, "Oh, that's a hard fight." I says, "What do you mean?" He says, "He dropped Eamon O'Kane, and then he was the boy over then, like." Oh, fuck. So I went in
Eamon got up and won, like.
No, so I went in the ring there.
Shit.
But Luke fought for a world title. Jason Quigley fought Berlanga last time out and was probably one of the best amateurs growing up. So two fights that can capture the public or the Irish public.
There'd be massive fights for Ireland, you know. Like you say, I remember when Luke fought Eamon O'Kane. We were both friends of mine.
Yeah.
But Eamon had been operating at a high level, so everyone expected Eamon just to go in and blitz. Luke just banged him in the first round, and Eamon says he didn't know where he was for the rest of the fight. And I think he only won by a count back, but by the end of it. But Luke has, like you say, fought for the world title and just made unbelievable improvements. It was one of the reasons why I went down to train with Pete Taylor. I was like, if he can improve Luke that much, like what could he do with me? And then Jason is also a friend of mine. I went away with him so many times over the years, and like you say, one of the best amateurs ever in this country. But his last fight with Berlanga hurt him a couple of times, but Jason also hurt him and exposed him a wee bit too.
If it's hard to find like the full fight on the online, you'll get the first 4 rounds and then it blanks out because Berlanga likes to take a wee rest.
Yeah,
but outside of the rounds that he was dropped, he probably won every round.
Yeah.
So some very wide cards, but 2 very hard fights, but 2 fights that at my stage of the career I would definitely entertain.
Yeah. So even if you get a title for this fight, you get the win. Them fights could even maybe possibly happen because, like you said, they're 2 big fights.
Yeah.
And there will be big money involved, hopefully.
As we say, if we win this fight, it's life changing.
Yeah.
It's one punch away from potentially changing my life forever. Like and starting back begging Mark Kinley for a slot on the end of the damage. He was my coach, and he was like, "Well, he was helping me Ray," and he was like, there might be space," and I was like, "Rig me." So, but I ended up putting some poor fella in the dreamland, and that kind of started the journey.
Yeah. Unreal. You do have this like freakish power, which I do tell people. But I remember I was at sparring somewhere, and the lads, all of us, we had all, like had sparred with you at some stage, and they're all, it was like heavyweights and big fellas, and one of them says they were talking about who's the hardest person ever hit you, and I was going, fuck, I've been hit by loads of heavy hitters, and one of them went, Padraig McCRORY by far. I was like, Padraig, fuck, never even thought about it. And then I sparred you a couple of weeks later, and I was like, fuck, your man's right.
Maybe you should. You've sparred some of the best, like Tony Bailey did that, and then you sparred.
So you're up there, Padraig? With the bangers, you're definitely up there in the top 3.
I thought Tony Bailey was going to end my life one night.
Why?
At Tyrone's fight. Remember Tyrone fought in London?
Yeah.
Jazza Dickens fought
in the golden contract. Yeah.
Jazza
what happened?
Lee Wood the same night.
Yeah.
So Jamie got me a free ticket, which was nice of him. So because he very rarely does that nowadays. I was there, and Bailey was right in front of me, and he was a big man then, like he was massive, and he was Jazza's manager. Dave Caldwell was Lee Wood's manager. And they were shouting and bawling and shouting up and down and up and down. And I couldn't see the fight. So I thought, like jokingly, I says, on my phone, there's a video somewhere of it.
Yeah.
I'll find it someday. And I says, Tony, sit down. And he sat down. And as he sat down, I foolishly said, good boy. And the next thing he turned and gave me like the biggest evils ever. And I froze in my seat. But thankfully, something must have happened in the fight because Dave Caldwell then jumped and started squealing. It took his attention and he forgot about it. And then later that night, I was like, Tony, can I get a selfie?
Did he get one?
Yeah. I don't think he knew it was me.
I remember we were in London because I was there, Fred, as well. I remember we went out that night after a fight.
Yeah, with your cousins.
And Padraig I don't know who put this in their head, but all night we're going, I just don't want to get stabbed.
Yeah.
I just want to get stabbed in London.
The
He was shitting
the week
himself,
before,
we're
the week before, it was on the news about knife crime, and especially in London. I'm a terrible overthinker. Like,
he was going, lads, is this all right? Everywhere we went, is this going to be all right? Is this going to be all right? And we went around that
there was
wee
about 20
bar.
fights out there, like,
Oh, I was
just in the street.
I know. And remember we were going in there, club, and the bouncer was like asking for IDs. And he says, you alright, man? And then, mate, I just don't want to get stabbed. He's like, what's the point?
I'd probably extremely drunk also.
Oh, but nah,
London.
that was good times.
Yeah.
So you were saying like your dad was an accomplished boxer by 15.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in a household where your dad was playing boxing all the time on the TV or talking about it, reading about it?
Nah, so my dad, he stopped boxing now, so he qualified for the All Irelands. He won the anthems, and he was always up to mischief, and he was out ratting back in the 80s. And the story that he tells is someone threw a brick and I hit him on the head. The story that I've heard from multiple people is he threw the brick, it rebounded and cracked him on the head. so he ended up with a steel plate in his head.
Oh, jeez.
But
So you won't be allowed to box in, any?
no, that was his career finish. Like, but Frankie McCorry beat him, who was my first
Did he?
coach. So I still get slagged about that, and my dad goes mad about that. He's like, "I beat that man any day of the week." I said, "It's true, he beat you." But no, my dad spent a lot of time like away from the family. He was up to his own sort of fight. Whether you want to, I don't know. In Belfast in Ireland, there was a conflict, and he was involved in it, and he spent a big chunk of his life in jail. So, growing up, I remember meeting at the old Sinn Féin office, which is still there now actually, and getting the bus up to the jail and going and visiting him. But he's always been interested in boxing, and I think. Nah, he's extremely proud that I'm doing that now. Like.
Yeah. Does your dad give you the files who were in jail always talk about, I don't know you were boxing in jail? There's no evidence of it.
Zero evidence, and I hear he was very, very lazy. His
Maybe that's where you get it from.
So his nickname in jail was Pillow McCrory.
Pillow
McCrory, because he just fucking slept all day. But he spent a long time in and out of jail, but a massive boxing fan.
Yeah.
A boxer is that's probably like where I get it from as well. Like, so he's excited like for what I'm doing now.
So it's probably a super question, but your dad, you probably can't get in the market, can he?
No, he's tried and he's got it and he didn't get in, but he phoned me and he was very disappointed. Like, but it is what it is. Like, you play with fire, you get burnt.
Yeah. So, what age were you in when your dad come out of jail? Or he's in there now.
So, actually, when he first went into jail, so the first I can't remember, when he first went in, my mum was pregnant with me, and my brother was like maybe just before 1.
Yeah.
So there's only a year and 2 months between us. So he went in quite early.
So he wasn't in the household like for a lot of years.
No, it was at a stints. So we actually. Me, my brother, and my mum, like when he was in jail, we were living with my granda, and we got a knock on the door one day and said that there's a house free up the street. So we went up and we broke into the house, and then it's a thing called.
He's ended up in jail too. All the McCRORY's up.
Yeah. There's a thing then. It was squatters' rights. Yeah.
Right.
So my mum's still in the house now. So we squatted the house, and she still lives there now.
Project, see if you go and do this in America. This has to be a movie.
Yeah.
Your dad goes to jail for being a friggin' Republican. And you and your ma's pregnant with you and your wee bro squatting in a house and they're still living it now.
Squat in the house. We actually remember we went in the back window and it was all sort of set up for us and she's still living there and
that's unreal.
There's a book to be wrote.
Definitely is.
Very powerful.
Big time. That is big time.
Yeah.
And the going up to the jail when you started boxing, was that like a thing, like a proud thing, bringing their trophies and all up to see?
Oh
to
no,
show?
well, I was as a kid, like so we were going to jail like
Or
sort
was
of like
that before you
yeah,
ran
we
about?
were going to jail like in the 90s, like so.
Yeah.
But apparently like we used to get money and all like off the prison guards.
Did you?
But
Oh.
I think they used to do it like to wind up, like, you know.
Aye,
Obviously,
fuck's
we were only kids that
Yeah.
didn't understand. But I remember like sort of like doing the old marches and all, like
Yeah.
what do I want, all that sort of stuff, like, you know. And it was an interesting upbringing, like.
Yeah. And did that, you know, growing up having a father, you know, who was, you know, a prisoner of POW, did that ever make you want to go down that road, like in the republicanism, or?
No, I like I'm a proud nationalist. I'm a Republican, like, and but I'm very happy at there being peace.
Yeah.
Like I grew up ratting in like so I'm from St James's, which is like an interface between Sandy Row and St James's.
Yeah.
And before the Balls and Falls was there, it was just like 2 roundabouts, and we used to rat every
All the time.
like every July, like, and it was madness. And I suppose as I moved out a wee bit, like it got a wee bit worse, where there was buses and all hijacked and stuff. But I'm glad that stuff doesn't happen now. Like.
Yeah. And that's kind of came full circle, where you're from St James's, Lewis Crocker's from Sandy Row, and the both of you are under the same stable.
Yeah. I so I actually spoke about this like to somebody recently. It was like another interview, and we spoke that it was Jimmy Ward from the Zone. We were driving around, and I was showing him next to James's, and I was saying that this is Sandy Row, where Lewis Crocker's from. It was just before his fight. Is the building you're on, and I'm from this side of. It's Donegal Road. It's all the one road. So yeah, he's from there, and he's from there. Obviously, Lewis was only a pup.
Yeah.
He was probably like in nappies when I was doing this.
You're right there.
Yeah.
St James's.
I was always sort of like I was always the one that was there, but at the back, like ready to run.
Yeah,
Just don't stop me.
Just don't stop. Right, Padraig, we're gonna wrap this up in a wee minute, but before we do, want to do a wee quick fire round, okay? So I'm gonna give you 2 things. Who are you picking over what, right? You can explain if you want. So, first of all, Chinese or Indian?
Chinese.
McDonald's or KFC?
McDonald's.
McDonald's? I thought you would have said KFC, you know, because it's right at the bottom of your state.
Not the, I don't know if that's great, but I've been there many a time and there's been rats everywhere, so
Oh, jeez.
it puts me off KFC for life.
Aldo's or Nico's?
Aldo's.
Yeah,
Only because, that's again because I grew up there. Aldo's was the place, but I've been to Nico's a few times and it's good.
yeah. But Aldo's?
Aldo's.
Rock Bar or OD's?
OD's.
OD's?
OD's.
You played for OD's, didn't you?
Many years and I will again.
Will you? So I fancy him. Maybe we
Senior? I'm an athlete.
Harper Guinness.
Guinness.
Have you tried Forge?
Yeah.
Was it heck?
I thought it was alright. Nice, yeah.
I thought it was great as
my
well.
my cut man's Malford, and I was hoping for them to come on board, but apparently it didn't happen. So
Never. Sure.
shout out Forge Iced Out.
Beyonce or Taylor Swift?
Beyonce.
100%. Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Westlife or Boyzone?
Westlife.
Westlife?
Right.
Yeah, it has to be Westlife.
Yeah.
Right. Martin Rogan or Darren Corbett?
Well, Rogie was like relevant when I was boxing, so big Rogie. But I actually done a bit of a charity boxing event, and Big Corbett was involved, and absolute legend. But for relevance, for watching Martin Rogan in the Ulster Hall, winning the Ulster Senior title and stuff, Martin Rogan.
Yeah, like Martin Rogan is actually a legend of Irish boxing, but in particular Belfast boxing. And I said this before about there was a time where he was one of the, I don't even know if this was true, but I remember him saying there's only 3 people sold out the Odyssey: Beyonce, Rod Stewart, and Martin Rogan. That was the rumor going. But Martin Rogan was the guy who I believe got the ball rolling for Belfast boxing, and then he didn't win the world title, but he got the buzz and united, the communities. And then Frampton picked up the baton. Frampton obviously went on.
He brought Fury, didn't he? He fought Fury in the Odyssey, like.
So Martin Rogan is a legend, and Corbett's a legend as well.
He has the most memorable celebration you'll ever see. He does the strangest wee jump when he knocks people out. Do you ever see him? Do you ever watch it?
Yeah. The Corbett, apparently he's the biggest puncher of all time. And Corbett, I think he done most of his titles and all at cruiserweight.
Yeah.
And I always remember whenever I was supposed to be about like 14, 15, I used to bump into them sometimes in the town. Obviously these guys are idols to us when we were kids. And Darren said to me, Tommy, you're a crack wee boxer and all, but see what I was fighting me? I just walked through your jab and knock you clean out. I was like, Darren, what are you, 15?
Both of them do the fucking same thing.
I know.
They shake her hand and hit you a body shot at the same time.
So I think that's the fight that Belfast wanted to escape this.
Yeah.
Frampton, Card Frampton or Wayne McCullough?
Frampton.
Paul McCluskey or John Dudley?
Paul McCluskey.
He
was based here. He was.
Yeah.
I went and watched him fight many times in the King's Hall and stuff. So Paul McCluskey, John Dudley was more based in the States during his career. Yeah.
But he was a star. Like,
yeah.
But I just picked them because they're both from Derry. Mm-hmm. And last but not least, Jamie Conlon or Mike Conlon?
My relationship with Jamie, because I speak to him like daily, would be like better, but I've started to build a good relationship like with Mick as well. If I had to pick one to come to my house for dinner, I think Jamie's more civil. Mick keeps shouting at me.
Mick's uncivilized.
I seen Mick the other day and he was shouting. Well, it wasn't. It was about a week and a half ago. I was in Gymco and I was still in work and I told him that I'd stop working.
Right.
He says, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" So my last interaction with Mick, he was shouting at me.
He was shouting. So Jamie
Conlon.
Right, folks, there you have it. Thanks for viewing. We were here with Big Perp, aka the Hammer, aka the Aubergine. And make sure you all tune in there, Fred. It is on the 24th of February. He's heading over for the American invasion. He's going to do the business, trust me. And you can all get on to our Patreon. It's only £2 a month. Make sure you subscribe. It has all the bonus added extras. And we'll be back next week with some more. Peace.
#1 podcast in the country.
You heard it from the Aubergine. Good stuff.